In this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a surface profile. We've already got our alignment done, so we're going to create a surface profile based on our existing surface that we created, the Surface 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the Home tab, and we're going to go to Profile. You're going to pull down Profile, and you're going to go Create Surface Profile. Click here, and then it's going to ask you, it's going to give you this information. Right now we only have one alignment. If your project has more than one alignment, you'll have to select which alignment you want to do a profile on. The other thing is we only have one existing surface. You could, if it was a big project, you could have multiple surfaces, but right now we only have the one. Now we're going to look at our stationings. We're going to sample stationings from the beginning to the end. We could also change the stationing if we wanted to only do a partial of the profile. Some of the other information that you're going to be looking at is right now we can see the minimum elevation is 228 to 231. So this is what our elevation of our ground looks like. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to click on Draw in Profile View. Once you do that, you're going to be given this box here, this dialog box here. Now, you could change the alignment here, and you could also change the profile name if you wanted. I'm going to leave mine as a default of Road Profile. You can change the styles here also. Just click on the arrow down and select one. We're going to be using the major grids in HGP, which allows us to have a grid pattern for our major and our minor intervals. We're also, the computer Civil 3D already makes an automatic layer called the Profile View layer. It's C Road Profile. So we're going to leave it as is. We're going to click on Next, and what you're going to see now is a user specified range. I'm going to change this, and I'm going to make this 9 plus 75 instead of 10 plus 00. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room before the profile. If you're looking at this grid here, I'm giving myself a little bit of room before the profile starts. And I'm going to go ahead and let the profile end as is. I'm going to select Next. Now the next part is we want to change the height of the profile view. We want at least 10 feet below, so if you're looking at this profile down here, we want at least 10 feet below the existing grade. The reason is, or even the proposed grade, is because we need to put our utilities below the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and change this, and I'm going to give myself 10 feet. So I'm going to say 215 approximately. Also go by 5, increments of 5. It was 228, so 220 would only give me 8 feet. So I'm going to go 215. Now I'm going to change this, and I'm going to give myself 10 feet above. That means this area up here above the profile. I need area above the profile so I can add additional text and data that defines what our utilities would look like. So I'm going to pick 240. It's not exactly 10, but I'm going to go ahead and keep even intervals of 5 increments. So I'm going to click Next. Now this piece of information just gives you dialogue, and you can just check. So this is how it'll display. So I'm going to leave everything as is in default and go to Next. If I had storm structures or even sewers, if I had existing pipe networks, I could go ahead and import them in. But I'm going to uncheck that, and I'm not going to leave them. For right now, you probably don't have any of this information in your drawing. If you had an existing database that you could select from, you might have this option. All right, so I'm going to click Next. Next thing is the data set, the band set at the bottom. I'm going to use the EGFG. EG stands for existing grade, FG stands for future grade. That allows me to put on Profile 1 and Profile 2 an existing ground elevation and a proposed. Notice in Profile 2 it still says existing. I don't have any other option. When we get the proposed grade finished, then we'll have to change the band profile. We're also going to list that at the bottom of the view profile. So I'm going to click on Next. This allows us to put in cut fill. Right now we don't have any options to review that, so this is going to be left as is. So we're going to create profile view, click on that, and then come over here and attach it to the bottom of this cyan line. Putting it here allows me to use my tabs. If you look at the the tab option, you have a plan and profile. I'll show you that in a minute. But I selected this point specifically because it's going to pop up proper in the layout view. Now notice what we have. This red line is our existing surface ground. The green is going to be our grid, our major and minor grid axes. And if you notice down here, this is our station. This area here is our band. Now, notice that these elevations say the exact same thing. Once you get the proposed grade profile in there, you'll be able to change this band and update it. That'll be shown in the next video. The other thing I want to make sure is if you don't have tabs at the bottom down here, mine does, but if you don't, type in OP for options, and you're going to get this option dialog box. Underneath the display, make sure this display layouts and model tabs is checked. If it's not, check it, and then you'll get these tabs down here. Go apply and OK. And now I'm going to switch to the tab, and I'm going to go to the I'm going to switch to the plan and profile. There we go. Now we're going to look at the plan and profile, and this is how it'll look. So it fits inside of our window for our project, and that's it for this video. Go ahead and save out, and in the next video you'll learn how to do a proposed grade profile.